Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. This is the first week of the month of love. It's the first week that we're celebrating love during the month of February. For some reason, around February, everybody's falling. People are, engaging. They proposing. Love is in the air, and you can feel it. People decorate. When I was used to be a teacher, the children used to be so excited to decorate, to help me decorate the board for Valentine's Day. So it's all hearts and all the fluff of love. I guess this month we're gonna talk about love, all kinds of love. Um, I've seen drunk love, I've seen um, beautiful love, two beautiful couples, and I've seen, all kinds of different love. I believe in God created us through love. If love didn't exist, I don't think there would be a universe. If love didn't exist, there wouldn't be human beings. If love didn't exist, um, we probably would perish already. But when they say love conquer all, it's not just the fluff, the romantic love that we talk about. The love of God conquers all. Um, for you to be created, He He thought about you, how he wanted to create you, how he wanted to make you. He says he counts every follicle on your hair, on your head, every follicle of hair on your head. That's some serious love. He is looking over you. When you touch your heart, you don't have to pay for that. When you put your hands here and you can feel your heartbeat, that's love pumping out of you. When you take a deep breath, sometimes we don't even think about why we breathing, how we breathing. It comes natural. That's a gift. That's a gift of love, the gift of life. So even if you don't have a partner during the month of February, I want you to take heed and take notice of all the love that are around you, that are within you, and celebrate that. Um, some people get very sad around Valentine's Day because they may not have a partner and they think this is all there is. But there's love all around you. For you to be born, your days are counted, your purpose is written. Get excited about life. Get excited about the love of God that is flowing through you. Get excited about getting to know you. Getting to know you and fall in love with you. That's the first important thing. I wrote the book, The 7 S's That Birth Your Dreams. Because I wanted to write this book way before. I didn't want to write this book in particular. I wanted to write a book about relationship because I love love. About relationship, about what makes us successful in relationships. Not just with your partner, your romantic partner, your husbands and wives, but relationship in general. We need each other. Before we can do business with people, sometimes we have to break bread with them. So in order for me, and I started writing the book about relationship, I'm like, I cannot move forward with the relationship book without talking about self-love. That's where it all started. The love, the connection you have between you and your creator. That's where it all started. The 7 S's That Birth Your Dream, you should check it out. It's a marvelous book. It makes you get into you. It helps you to have questions and questions everything about you, getting to know you. I have different um, I have different exercises in the book that you can that can help you think. It's exercises that are very very guided to get to your destination of loving yourself. Do yourself a favor and get the 7 S's that birth your dreams. I'm gonna have it posted on the channel under this video, because I believe it all starts with self-love. When you start focusing on yourself, when you start looking at to see what makes you think, so what do I really want? What do I really like? How would I like to be treated? And start treating yourself the way you want to be treated. If you want somebody to come and wine and dine you, I suggest you invest in yourself and start wining and dining yourself alone first. The process of children leaving home, going to school away from their parents, it's such an important process in young people's lives, because this is where the child is, for the first time probably, living alone and transitioning into adulthood. That child have to deal with people, teachers, whether they like them or not, without the help of their parents, probably for the first time, because sometimes they come home and says, oh mommy, I hate this teacher, I don't like this teacher, the teacher's prejudice, I feel this teacher's this, I feel this teacher's that. And we tend to jump up and want to help and want. I would go to the school and says, can my child be transferred to another class because I don't want any stuff. However, when they're in college, they have to deal with that alone. They have to deal with that alone. They have to go out there and deal with people who don't like them, deal with people, and then that helps them into their adulthood. Problem solving, resourcefulness. How do you go from point A to point B? Some things you cannot teach them under your wing. Some things you cannot teach them at home. They have to be in the world so they can learn to deal. Having said that, remember the month of February is all about love. Today I start with self-love. The love you have between you and your Creator. You have to be able to create a relationship with your Creator. Get to know what He wants for you, because He wants only the best for you. He created a masterpiece. So your life has to reflect that. You are a masterpiece. What is your goal? What are you going? If you were to leave this world today, ask yourself this: what do I want people to think about me when they think about me? What are you leaving behind to leave your mark, to leave your purpose on this earth? Because this is why we were created, for God's purpose. There's a purpose to our lives. I love talking about a purposeful life. That's a whole different level, because you might think that you have one purpose in life. No, every stage of your life, there's a purpose for it. The stage when you're born, the purpose is for somebody to nurture you. May not be your mother, may not be, you might even be adopted. Somebody nurtured you. That person is fulfilling their purpose to put you in the right track to fulfill your purpose. So your job is to find out, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Once you've been nurtured, you've been guided, you've grown, these are all steps towards your final purpose, but you have several steps and several purposes to meet before you can move on to the next. Enjoy the journey. Life, I'm so full with life, with all the ups and the downs. Life stays surprising me. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, that's why I had to go through this. Okay, God, I got you. So I say all that to say, let's start working on you. Let's start loving you. Let's start discovering you. Always stay intrigued with what's to come into your life. Know that nothing stays forever. If you're suffering today, if you're crying today, this is only for a moment. When you are laughing today, it's also only for a moment. So enjoy the laughter. Enjoy the moment. Always come within you. Everything you need is within you. The Creator created you with all the tools for your life. Tap into it. Tap into it. You might ask, how do I tap into it? Some people meditate. People call prayer a meditation. I am so intrigued to see people say, I don't believe in God. I find it very interesting for us to be in this world, in this whole universe, with everything that surrounds us. You think science had something to do with it without God's will? It's amazing to me. Because within the physical, in the physical, there's something that's called spirit that science cannot give you. Science can make a whole person. I don't even think they can make blood. Certain things are not, you cannot explain it, which is where God comes in. The only explanation is the whatever the force is, I call it God, in this universe that's breathing into you and others. You have to respect that. Because breath is not given by nobody. Blood that is flowing through us is not given from nobody but our Creator that creates this masterpiece. Look at you. Start the love work within you. All the tools are there. At one point in my life, I was so into me. It was just all about me. Sometimes it's necessary. I'm glad I went through that stage prior to me having children, because after I had children, it became all about them. It became all about them. That was one of my purpose. I've always known in my heart that I was going to be a mother. that I was going to mother people. So that was one of my purpose. And I'm still in it because my children are still in my life. Grown, but I'm still their mother no matter what. So that's one of my purpose. As we talk about a purposeful life, I can detail different purposes in different times, even my daily lives, even in my everyday life. I am a manager by trade. And I can see even when I go and I'm going to put in my 9 to 5, I touch so many lives. When I look back to my career, I've seen people that I took that had no confidence into becoming leaders. Under my wing, with my encouragement, these people they are directors, I think one person went to college and went back to school. That was my advice, go to school. If you don't like what you're doing, go to school and learn what you want to do. You have to invest in you. Now that person is a doctor. That's where her heart was. All throughout my life, even to my friends, we can be talking a regular conversation. My advice came through. I think you should do this. You really love doing this. Why aren't you doing that? Some listen, some don't. And it's okay. But I feel like my life is attached to other people. I'm a motivator by nature. I always have a word of encouragement for people. That's why I wrote the book. When I see the little bit that I'm doing in my surrounding, how it touches lives, I said I have to share this with the world. So I wrote a book. The 7 S's that birth your dream. You have got to read it.